Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. I've already said that Bitcoin is like a magic mirror that shows you who you really are. If you're already a bad person, Bitcoin will make you even worse. If you're a good person in general, Bitcoin will make you even better. For his part, Andreas Antonopoulos was already a deeply caring person who cared about other people. He also became a great teacher. A lot of people thought he was a great orange bill. Michael Saylor, in the same way, Bitcoin turned a very successful businessman into a teacher and a leader. And he has become a huge success. As Bitcoin has made things better that were already there. Craig Wright, you already broke the law, and now you're going to jail. You're already a crook if you're Duke One. From the moment you were born, you knew you were going to jail, right? So it just shows who you are and makes you more like yourself faster. And this is what we all need to know about Bitcoin. Satoshi is coming to get you. Satoshi is going to beat you if you don't. Max Keiser, a Bitcoin maximalist, says that as Bitcoin becomes more important in the world's financial system, people and countries must accept it or face bad things happening. He says this is like when gunpowder was first used, people who didn't change were beaten. Keiser stresses how important it is to accept Bitcoin and says that Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s plan to include Bitcoin in the U.S.'s financial records is a smart move that other leaders might miss in what he calls World War Bitcoin. Listen to Max Keiser until the end of the movie to hear what he has to say about how Bitcoin is being used. Guys, also, not many of the people who watch my videos actually subscribe. If you like keeping up with banking news, you might want to subscribe or like the video. You can back out at any time for free. Max Keiser now talks about how Bitcoin grew so quickly and what it means for the world. Trump has a great bond with El Salvador for President Trump. It happened in his first term. I'm sure it will be great during his second term as well. There was some tension and some debate last week for a number of different reasons. When the president spoke, I think he spoke about the situation at the border without planning to. He kind of went off on a tangent. A person from El Salvador struck someone in the US just a few days ago. So this made him feel that way. He knows he can say a lot of things without getting much backlash. It was clear to me right away that this was a chance to push back a little in this case. He then said something else to back it up. People told Max, hey, you were right. This is not right to say these things because they are physically false. They are wrong about the facts. He meant to say that El Salvador is sending dangerous criminals to the US. That is completely wrong. Their offenders are being sent to the United States of America. We'll no longer put up with it. The truth is that police dumped MS-13 gang members from Los Angeles into El Salvador while Clinton was in office. That led to El Salvador's gang issues. It came from the United States and was sent to El Salvador. I think that story needs to be told again so that people know it's the real one. And it's even more amazing how much progress President Bukele has made. Second, to give you more background, there was CPAC. Both President Bukele and Trump spoke there, and all eyes were on President Bukele. He was the center of attention at CPAC. I think Donald Trump is a little envious that President Bukele is the world's most popular leader. It's true that he's young, smart, active, and has done amazing things for the country. So there is some competition there. But I don't think there will be any trouble with the new government. As far as I know, Don Jr. has been to El Salvador and met the president there. Matt Gaetz has been there more than once. He is actually buying a house there. A meeting for El Salvador has been set up in Washington, D.C., and it will be very busy. So I don't think anyone will remember this whole week. I made it a little stronger because I thought it would be fun to make things more interesting, and why not? Okay, I'm pretty good at that anyway, like stirring the pot a bit. I always try to stay out of jail because I don't want to get thrown out or arrested. I believe everything went well. Trump was giving a speech about America. What makes the RFK different is that the RFK said, we're going to put Bitcoin on our balance sheet good, because that's what you need to do in Bitcoin World War. Blockchain technology will beat you if you don't have it. In the same way, when dynamite came along, those who did have it took over those who did not. I think most people don't realize how important Bitcoin is in a world where fiat money is going to disappear totally. The value of gold is going down. Society is falling apart. The idea of the nation-state is falling apart. The central banks are falling apart, and Bitcoin will help you stay sane. One last thing, I recently started Twitter about my journey in Alcoholics Anonymous. So I joined AA in 1988, not 1998, not 1998. In fact, I'll be celebrating 36 years on July 30th. It will be 36 years in 3 days. So if you come to AA with a drinking problem, staying clean is a spiritual journey. And the same is true for Bitcoin. You come to make money, but I see it as a spiritual journey, and I've seen it longer than most, right? Many things have come and gone in the Bitcoin world, and I've been through a lot of them. I can see a lot of similarities between this and my journey in recovery in Alcoholics Anonymous. So let's go back to realism once more. When I was sober, I could be more like my true self. The same thing is true for Bitcoin. I'm alive, and I can feel even more alive. I mean, I'm talking to you and other people out here. Meeting new people and hearing about their lives makes me feel good because nothing is more interesting than other people. That word exponential is very important, right? You saw the network effect and the doubling effect that happens every year or however many months, like Moore's Law or something. You also saw the doubling effect of Bitcoin and the network effect. In the 1990s, the internet was unstable, and there were about 300 million users. Then, I think it was around 1997, Netscape went public, and all of a sudden, there were 1 billion or 2 billion users, okay? You should know that the network effect doubled and then doubled again. You went from 300 million to 600 million to 1.2 billion with that. Boom, 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 4 or 5 million, you know. In 2024, I think we're at that Netscape moment. So I think there will be 3 times as many people, and Bitcoin will be worth 300 billion.00 each in a year. We'll have just people being pulled into it. You know, it's kind of like a black hole. If you compare Bitcoin to other currencies, they all lose value. That means that stocks, bonds, industrial real estate, fine art, and gold, among other things, lose their value. You know, Trump did talk about gold and silver. So yeah, I guess that's the goal you're having. That part of Bitcoin that makes the number go up so appealing is because people are naturally, greedy. I think I've said this before, Bitcoin is sent by God to help people lose their money. Well, it seems like the greedy part of our personalities is a bit too strong. It may have been more useful when we were hunter-gatherers, but now that you can print money and buy institutions, media, and other things, culture and society have become very decadent and are falling apart in many ways. So, God is like, I put too much greed on that planet there, and in universe 12 billion/9 in the God multiverse, it's like, I'll make a patch I sent his, right? Didn't I send my son down here? Where did that go? What the fuck? What did you do? You really put him on a cross. What the fuck are you idiots? He just wants to talk to you about love. He then thinks, man, maybe I should just let these jerks die, I'm not sure. I'll give him one more chance. Send Bitcoin to him. Boss, are you sure? We'll give him another chance, sure. Send him some Bitcoin, yes, some code punks. We'll see what takes place. Hey, this is my friend, how are you? It's great to see you. Okay, that's where we are now after he sends the Bitcoin. And let's hope the patch works. The Bitcoin singularity has been reached, and Satoshi is already there to greet us. This is because Bitcoin comes from the future. That's why no one knows who wrote the white paper. It was written in the future. The author lives in the future, so we'll find them in the future. In other words, why do we not know who wrote the white paper? I mean, I have no idea. No one knows who wrote the white paper. Oh, I see. It's a taste of handwriting. You can look for almost any written word or handwriting sample and find out where it comes from, right? How did so many people miss this one? Some hints are given by the time zone and the words that are used, and you might end up here physically. Still, I find it hard to believe that we don't know who wrote the white paper. The only thing we know for sure is that it's not Craig